In this video, we'll launch a brute force attack to try to find out the password for our WordPress server. And we're going to be using a passwords file. And here on the screen, you can see the passwords file that we're going to use for this demonstration. Now, this has a very small list of passwords. However, in real life, you would probably use a much more extensive password list if you were going to try this. And on the screen, you can see a URL that will give you access to many different leaked password databases. So there's all of these databases that have leaked passwords. You can easily just go to any of these, download them, and use them to attempt to do a brute force attack. The list we're using is relatively short, and I wanted to do that so that this would happen quickly. Also, the list that we are using has the password that I have configured for the user Rick. So when I set up my WordPress server, I created a user named Rick, and I assigned this password to that username. So I know for a fact that this particular password list is going to be successful. So here I am in my Kali Linux machine. And the first command that I'm going to issue is a wget command. And this wget command is simply going to download the password files that I just showed you from an S3 bucket that I've created. So step one is to download the list of passwords that I'm going to use to execute this brute force attack. And so I'm just going to use the ls command and make sure that the hacking with Rick txt file is here. It is. So now we're going to use wpscan. And again, this command can be found in your lab manual. We are going to execute a wpscan on our WordPress server. We are going to try all of the passwords in our hacking with Rick text file. And we're going to try those passwords for the username Rick. And so when I hit enter here, it's going to start trying to log into the WordPress server using one password at a time. And you can see here it found a valid combination almost right away. Now, in a real world scenario, it's going to take much longer than that. Because I only had a few passwords in my text file, it only took a few moments for this process to complete. But if I have thousands or hundreds of thousands of passwords in this file, it's got to go through every single password one by one by one. So it would take much, much longer for this attack to finish. But what the brute force attack is doing is it is essentially trying one password at a time until it finds one that works. And this was only possible because of our footprinting efforts. When we tried to footprint this WordPress machine, we were able to find the username. Once we have a username, then we can start executing a brute force attack to try many different passwords.